We are live. Is there sound?
Don't know. Not there yet. Still getting.
Test, test, test. Audio test. Not pinging very much on the audio. Ribbon says that they can hear me. Yay. Thank you, Ribbon. Can I get a good angle? In my living room, because that's where I stream now. Hi, hello, everybody. Test, test, test. Adam is running around. We're just setting stuff up because we're still not the best at streaming. It's fine. We're professionals. I don't know what you're talking about. Hi, nerd.
So
Can you believe it? People come in my own chat and calling me a nerd.
Your audio is clear but quiet through mine.
Clear but quiet. Okay. Can this be turned up at all? Like.
It would be on your controls on the lower right-hand corner.
Okay. Sorry, chat. We're just figuring out. Oops. My audio, I have a different mic today. This is the correct one, yeah?
That's the speaker, not the microphone.
Okay. We need. Where is.
It's down there, lower right. By the cloud. Lower. Left.
This.
Beyond this, I'm no help to you.
Oh, gosh. Adam says my sound is clear but quiet. Would you guys agree? I can hear fine.
Oh. We can move on then.
All right.
I do need to.
Everybody can hear okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Cool. All right. We'll stop fucking with stuff. Just.
Right. Celebratory toast.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Ha-ha. Giant cup of giantness. It's warm. It's a warm drink, and I'm wearing an outfit that is also warm. So we'll see how bad I start sweating tonight. But the book, she is released. Huzzah! We will let some people wander in because we just started, and then we'll do some. We'll do some Q&A. We'll do some prizes. Then we'll do some more Q&A. Then we'll do some more prizes. It'll be a good time. And then I'm thinking maybe ending off with a short reading of the book. So stick around. We're gonna have fun. I don't know how long we're gonna go. Hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. I don't know. Depends on how many questions y'all ask.
Have you picked the part you're going to read?
The beginning. What else would I read? I'm not gonna spoil it. What should I read? The ending? Oh, Nico, thanks for the $5. You the bestest.
Encounter with the troll, encounter with the pipe breaking. Like there are exciting opportunities.
The first and the last sentence. I could do the first and the last sentence. I might read more than that, but I could do the first and the last sentence. Hi, Trope Trinity Trilogy. Hooray! Yay! All my favorite people are here already. I mean, I'm sure there's a few other ones that will trickle in, but several faves already in this chat. The book is available now. There should be a link to purchase it in the doobly-doo. Also, there's a link to my website, I believe, where you can read a sample for free if you want to do that first. Let me know if you read the last sentence so I can turn up the volume. No spoilers. Yeah, Laura, you're a fave. What was I talking about? I'm so easily distracted.
What we are going to do tonight?
Yes. Win prizes. Yeah, maybe you can win yourself a copy of the book, so you don't have to buy it, but you can purchase it. Oh yeah, I was telling people where they could purchase the book, and read a sample of the book. And also in the doobly-doo, there will be the Adventure Mage playlist. I wish that I could have the playlist going on this stream, but YouTube will destroy me. They will nuke my house if I play any copyrighted songs. So I encourage you to all go to the playlist and put it on for listening in the background to this stream, because I would be playing it if I could, but I cannot because I don't want to die today.
So we're doing a whole MST 3K scenario where we got the audio set up separately for you. You have to sync it on your own.
The playlist is on Spotify, yes. And it should be linked in the description of this. The YouTube gods are fickle. No, the YouTube gods are beyond fickle. The YouTube gods are capricious and insane. They are the Greek gods.
Check if I can.
Don't forget to like the video. Yeah. 17 people. Let's see if we can get to 20. Let's see if we can get to 20. I told my friends to show up, and so far only one of my real life friends is here that I know of. So I know another one was planning to join us.
Read the sample AM on Amazon. Listen to the testing the Spotify playlist.
Okay. Hang on. You guys are kind of propped up with a book because I'm a professional. I'm propping you up with a different book. This is actually, let me see if I can show the coat a little bit better. Hang on. Go behind the couch. I'm sort of channeling both Valentine and, ignore the pants, Valentine and Mage today with this coat. So, because coats feature very heavily in this story. So I had to wear a coat of some kind, got the ruff, all of that, pearl earring for Val.
I too am an Easter egg from the story and from a book cover that may someday be in the future.
If any of my patrons are here, they've actually seen that book cover. Yeah. So yeah, the coat is part of the, I thought about trying to do like freckles because Maeve has a lot of freckles, but then I decided that would I'd probably fuck it up and it would look bad. But I got the ruffles on the sleeves and everything. It's exciting. We're still at 17. Where's my 20? It is the Julian cosplay. So do you want it?
Somebody noticed the pearl.
Yeah, I don't think it's a real pearl. It was my grandmother's, but I don't think it's real.
But did you? Wow. The pearl is also an Easter egg.
The pearl is the deepest of deep cuts. The pearl is a major Easter egg. I started watching your videos a few weeks ago, and now I'm having dreams about ferrets, as you should. Maybe at the end, actually, if you stay till the end, Adam will go get Chai and bring her out here. Because on Instagram, Chai did a little advertisement for me telling people to come check out the stream, so she should be on the stream. Does it count as lurking if you're in the same room?
Yes, it does.
I think it counts more so if you're in the same room. That's major lurking right there. Yeah, stick around for Chai. Oh, 18. We're almost to 20. Come on, 2 more people. We'll kick off our Q&A. We're not 10 minutes into the stream yet. We got time. Lurking just off screen like a ninja. Blurring the lines between lurking and creeping. Chai is the cutest, and she's the sweetest. She's just like such a sweet little angel baby, I swear. And she loves to come hang out with me while I'm doing my developmental editing thing that I'm trying to make into a career. And I'll be sitting there wherever I am, whether I'm at a desk or I'm in a chair. Chai comes and finds me, and she tries to climb up my leg. She wants to sit on my lap, and she wants to just sit next to me while I do it. Sometimes she does want to climb on the keyboard. So I tried to explain to her that ferrets cannot, in fact, read, and therefore she probably cannot actually help me edit a book, but she so far has not taken that constructive criticism on board. So,
Hey, if ferrets can type, ferrets can read.
she thinks she can type with the little Pete's. Gotta go birthday party. Oh no. Well, yeah, come back if you can, because then you could win yourself a copy of the book. Don't crush her dreams. I barely can. Honestly, you can't crush a ferret's dreams. Ferrets are uncrushable. By the way, a group of ferrets is called a business. So technically, I was already running a small business before I actually started my editing business. Go ahead and listen while playing a game. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like fun. Hopefully you edit something with ferrets in so Chai can have lots of input. Yes, yes, indeed.
Yes, Luna,
Yes.
We are handing out 3 copies of the book, 2 unique one-of-a-kind, well, 2-of-a-kind promo edit releases, and then 1 first published version, #1 book.
So we're going to be, I have 2 proofs that are basically the same inside. The cover was the thing that I was adjusting. So I have 2 proofs that we will be giving away, and then I will be giving away a copy of the book as well without the little proof thingy on the front. And I will be giving away stickers. These are the magnet versions of the stickers, Maven Valentine stickers. So look forward to those giveaways as the stream continues. Yay, Jess is here. Woo! More of my real life friends rolling in, that's right.
All right, we are over past 10 after. We should maybe kick things off.
Okay, actually, I do want to, sorry guys, I'm going to be looking away for a second. I had someone ask some questions on a post that I made, so I want to start off with those questions. So let me get to that. I did not have it prepared ahead of time because I'm a failure. Doop doo doop doo. No, not that one.
You're not a failure. You're just unprepared.
It's true. Here we go. Comments. Okay, so let's start out with these questions while you guys think of your own questions, and then Adam will try to keep an eye on the chat and keep an eye on questions if he can, and then he'll start sending questions my way. But this person asked, something funny, Adam, what am I missing?
Amanda mentions that you're just pantsing real life.
It's true. No, everyone should know that my method for writing books is basically my method for my entire life. It's all improvisation. I have no idea what I'm doing. Which I probably shouldn't tell you while simultaneously trying to get people to like buy my editing services. Anyway, so this person asks, what can you tell us about the magic system? I'm not going to tell you too much because a big part of this book is figuring out the magic system. So I will just say that there's one main type of magic that people think is the best type, but maybe they're wrong. Ooh. Next question, if Maeve and Valentine had elemental magic instead, what element would they have? Valentine does have elemental magic, and it is lightning. And if Maeve had, I think maybe she'd be kind of like maybe a waterbender. I get that vibe. What do you think, Adam? What element, if she had an elemental magic, what would she have?
We're doing Avatar-esque. Water is healing, and Maeve is not really healing personality. I get more of like a Toph vibe, like
Earth,
fire or earth.
Fire or earth. She could, I guess, she could go any which way. And finally, Maeve and Valentine are teleported to the world of one of the books from your read-alongs, which would be the hardest for them to deal with. Hands down, anywhere they're in outer space. Because they are from a fantasy world, they have no context for being in outer space. So like I can never remember the name of it, the one with the glass spaceship, the really stupid one. Or the cyborg tinkerer, Maeve and Valentine, not okay in those situations. Okay, the next question is, how many books do you expect the series to be, and do you have an ending in mind? So Adam and I have different opinions on this.
5 or 6.
I planned for 3 books in the series. I say plan, I did not plan. There were 3 books in the series, and I am almost finished with book 3. I left it up on Wattpad until I'm finished, just because I have like 3 people reading it who I would hate to disappoint, because I just love having readers. So, but I do now have an ending in mind. But when I started writing book 1, I didn't even have an ending in mind for book 1. I didn't think I thought it was going to make it 3 chapters, and instead it made it 3 books. So Adam thinks I should keep going, but I think Maeve and Val are kind of running out of adventures they can have. Don't say it, because I will not write other characters in their world. That's their world. I made it for them.
I'll just think it very strongly in your direction.
Yes, I can feel it like lightning. Let's go. More questions. Question: when it comes to your fantasy world, what methods do you use to keep track of the details? Do you keep a series Bible, or what other methods do you use? I had my notebook handy just for that. This. Let me get back to the stream so I can see if I'm actually showing it. This is my Adventurer Mage notebook. I keep a separate notebook for every project. This is the whole project, and it's not even close to full because I keep very sparse notes. Here's some sketches from 3, so spoilers for that, but just names, quick jot down. If I mention something about somebody like Andrew, blonde, tall, light freckles, blue eyes, what type of magic does he have? Like, if I name a town, I put it in here so I can come back and find it later, but I keep pretty sparse notes, and so all 3 books are contained within this notebook, and I still have lots of notebook left. So, yep. I'm not a notes person. All right.
Are you 2 chat questions in the stream yet?
Nope, I'm almost done
Okay.
with questions left from the. Would you say this is a low magic system or a high magic system? What I think we're going for is, what are the words for it? Like a
hard or soft.
Hard or soft. I actually think that this is a hard magic system. Some people disagree with me. I may have gotten Adam to come around my way of thinking on that.
This is your hardest magic system. I don't know if I would truly say it is a hard magic.
It is considerably harder than J.K. Rowling, but probably not quite as hard as Brandon Sanderson.
If it is going low or high magic, I think it would just be a high magic system.
Yeah, high magic world. Usually I write low magic worlds, but this is a high magic world. Magic is a big part of everyone's lives. And finally, somebody asks, that's not related to this chat. They're just asking about my editing business. So we will focus on Adventurer Mage here. Yay, we made it to 20. Hello, everybody. I'm back. I'm paying attention to all of you again. Adam, what questions have we got in the chat? This is my dance.
What's something you struggled the most with, and what's something you're proudest of? They're squeezing out 2 questions there.
Oh, wow. Cheating. I don't care. Struggled the most with? Book 2 is weird, and I'm a little bit afraid to go back to it. Like, it's odd. People like my alpha readers liked it, but it's odd. And I'm a little bit worried that it's too odd. And also I'm a little bit worried that book 3 is too long. So we'll see when we get there, because I have not gone back through book 2 since I wrote it, because I've been focusing on getting book 1 edited. So, but now I'm going to start focusing on book 2 so I can get that going. But, and something I'm proudest of, my stubborn refusal to make the lead characters in all 3 books ever feel romantically towards each other. They do not, and they never will. And people just cry about it. I don't care. All right.
What is something you're proudest of?
That's what I'm proudest of. My stubborn, stubborn refusal to make them be romantic. Sorry.
What is one piece of advice you wish someone had given you when you first started publishing?
When I first started publishing,
Mm-hmm.
Friggin' learn how to market, and I'm not good at it now. But when I first started publishing, I, like many, many young idiots, thought that I would just put my book out there and people would magically find it. They did not. So, And I mean, I'm not very good at marketing now, but I'm better than I was. So
There's much support in the chat for platonic love and platonic
That's
soulmates.
right. Woo woo, platonic soulmates in the house. It's such a good relationship, y'all. I can't wait for you to read it. It's just, it makes my soul so happy. Adam is making like sliding over here, like raising his eyebrow and everything. I'm a little afraid. What is this question? What is this question? Why are you doing that?
Is each book in the series longer than the previous?
Book 3 is for sure. I don't know how long book 2 is going to end up being because, like I said, I have not gone back and looked at it. So stuff's going to probably get trimmed, get moved, get all that. But book 3 is a chonker. Book 3 might be the chonkiest book that I have ever intended to publish. Like, I've written some chonky books with no intent to publish them, but book 3, ooh, I'm a little bit worried that when I go to format it, Amazon is going to be like, no, we won't print that many pages. So, I just keep making that noise forever. Hello, Hedgehog Dilemma. Yay, more friends. Friends, friendly friends. Time to meet my friends. I have friends. I definitely have friends.
If you were magically transported to the world in your story, how would you get along with Maeve and Valentine?
I think I could get along with them. I can be like, I would dig their lifestyle. They hang out with a horse. Their place they live is pretty cozy. They're out in nature all the time, and I can be quiet and useful. And quiet and useful, I think they would both find valuable resources.
How much of your thinking you could get along with them, though, is just you crushing on their, even if it's just friend crushing on their characters and the inspiration.
I want to be part of their beautiful friendship. Let me be part of it, guys. I wrote it for you and I want in.
So, this isn't a question, but we did have a comment that I figured you'd appreciate, which is Boots lives rent-free in their head and they love it. So
good. And I think this one is better than Boots. So, I mean, I think every book that I write, the next one is better than the one before it, but I legitimately think that this is probably my best book yet, which is good. I don't intend to ever stop improving, so yay.
We are running out of questions, so people feel free to cash them into the chat. We could, in a moment, just take a quick pause to give out a sticker or two, perhaps our first mini giveaway.
Could do, yeah, maybe at 6:30 our first giveaway.
Last collected question is, which characters do you identify the most with in Adventurer Mage?
And why is it the Briards?
It is not the Briards. Briards are dicks.
It's Briards.
Adam insists we pronounce it like that because he's weird. But obviously it's Maeve and Valentine because they're both me in different ways.
Yeah, but which one?
At Maeve some days, Valentine other days. Like, ask me
today. They're asking you today.
Today, Val.
Okay.
Tomorrow, maybe Maeve.
And because you're wearing the pearl earring.
Maybe I'm channeling him a little bit, and I'm being on. Like, I'm being personable, and Val is way more personable. Maeve is like, don't look at me, don't talk to me. Val is the people person, so I'm channeling him.
How would your characters react if you landed in your world, but they never knew you wrote them?
But they knew you wrote them.
Sorry.
They probably have a lot of really pointed questions for me, especially Val, because I injure him a lot. And he would definitely have some questions and be like, ma'am, do you have to shoot me in every book, or stab me, or burn me, or have a dragon attack me? Like, the poor man. Like, Maeve gets injured too, but I'm so mean to Val. Maeve would just be like, will you leave my bestie alone for the love of God? I have friends. I definitely have friends. Friends, friends, friendly friends. Time to meet my friends. This book.
How did you make the setting come to life?
Magic. That's a very broad question.
So what do you like to add or inject into it to make it feel more real then? Just like give us a couple snippets or tidbits that you'd like to
I'm
do.
trying to think, like details of culture are definitely something I like to build in there. So like you understand their cultures, religion a little bit. You don't get much of the religion in the first book. First book is very light on the religion, but there you get more of it. By book 3, you actually have a pretty decent understanding of their religion, or the main one. But just like when I'm describing the world, I keep it grounded with the characters. So what they know and what they experience is what you see. So there's not a lot of giant blocks of exposition about the world because we are focusing in on the characters. And that's how I flesh out a world. I don't know if that kind of answers your question, but I'm also a very, very visual person. Like my imagination is very vivid. So I picture everything very vividly, so it's pretty easy for me to describe what I'm essentially seeing in my brain space. Hopefully that kind of answers your question.
So, okay, come to life, feel real. If it doesn't answer the question and you need to ask a clarifying question, feel free to throw it in the chat.
Do it.
But let's see. So they had a follow-up kind of part of their question already, which is what is your favorite description?
I don't know if I have a favorite description. Favorite description. Wait a minute. See if I can find a description here.
Does give me a minute to catch up on questions.
Let me find the wagon. Oh, here we go. Here's a city. I'll describe a city for you here. The houses in Dale were an odd mix of modern and ancient. Some still didn't have glass window panes, while others had iron frames to accent the glass. Every city she experienced had a wealthy quarter and a place where they stuck all the poor. But the mixture here was more pronounced. A lane of brand new white-faced houses with little cherry trees out front gave way to an equally long lane of old-fashioned squat brown homes with cracking paint. There's a description. I don't think I have a favorite description. Hey. That song is stuck in my head so bad now. At least it's not Peaches, which was stuck in my head yesterday because we went to go see the Mario movie. Hit me with another question, Adam. Adam's working so hard over there. Thank you, LB.
All right. So I'm gonna do one more question, and then we'll be at the half hour, and we'll pause for the first giveaway.
Okay.
And then we'll go through the questions that I've compiled.
Okay. One more question, then we'll explain the giveaway, and we'll do the giveaway.
Who was the most difficult character to write?
And I know the answer to this, so you better be right, or I'm gonna call you on it.
Jeez. I think that Thomas Briard was the most difficult character to write because I had to put myself in the mind of a wealthy man who has had basically no discipline or no one to tell him no in his life. So.
Ding, 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 ding. That is the correct answer. Way
Okay.
to go, Julian.
Good. I'm glad I don't know why.
You wrote their perspective because of my pressure, because of my restless, unending demands,
Unrelenting.
unrelenting demands. And so, like, you definitely complained to me a lot about it. So I'm like, if you don't pick that, I'll be like, why were you belly aching at me so much?
Thomas is difficult to be in his head. He's he's not a nice man. Oh, Hedgehog's phone is dying, but we're about to do a giveaway, although Hedgehog probably wants to win a book. All right, so the way that Adam's going to still keep track of your questions or best he can, but the way that the giveaway is going to work is we're going to give you guys a minute to type your names in the chat. Then Adam will use a random name selector to pick the winner for, should we do both stickers or just one sticker?
We should give 2 giveaways, so it's up to you if it's a book and a sticker or 2 stickers.
Let's do 2 stickers because these I can send not in the United States. The books I have to say US only, but these we can send anywhere. So let's do the 2 stickers. You can go ahead and Adam are you ready with the timer? Let me know. Put them up here so you guys can see them.
All right. We're giving them 30 seconds, or what are we doing?
Give them. I said a minute, but maybe that's too long.
No, I'm in. I will. Timer is coming up.
We're still figuring this out, guys.
All right, it has begun.
All right, timer's begun. Type your names in the chat, and then Adam, after the minute, will tell us who won the stickers.
Well, after a minute, I'll begin collecting more information.
Yeah. Adam's doing all the legwork here. Username. Just username in the chat. And then if you win, you will message me privately via one of my many social media with your address so I can send it to you. This is open to anywhere in the world. The other ones will unfortunately only be for the US because it is expensive to mail books outside of the US. Very expensive. So just let the chat do its thing while all the names roll in. And some stickers. The stickers have quotes. My favorite quotes from the characters probably Maeve's is, "How fast is your magic, Mage? Faster than a bullet?" And then Valentine has one of my favorite lines from him. "I'm not an altruist, Maeve. I'm not out to help the poor or heal the sick. I do this because it is what keeps my soul alive," which is like a sentiment that I 100% agree with.
That is it for the timing. So
all right, Adam will now collect your names.
So now Julian has to ramble about something for a couple minutes while I take this, get this together.
Why don't I go ahead and read the back of the book, if I can, actually. It's got the thing right over the top of it. Oh, thank you, Puppet Master. Don't spend it all in one place. Well, I'll try. All right, my blurbs go as thusly. Mages have never been kind to Maeve. She chafes against the cruel treatment of her highborn masters and does everything she can to escape her work. One night, while she is hiding in the library, she witnesses a clandestine meeting with a mysterious man that will set her whole life on a new trajectory. Now I have to try and read through this. A cocky but injured mage named Valentine and makes her an offer of freedom that something she can't refuse. We'll say that. Valentine's career as an adventurer is filled with monsters, deadly traps, and endless travel. Something about this calls to Maeve, who has only known a life of poverty and servitude. But Maeve's exciting new life might be cut short, as she and Valentine are hunted by the very men she so recently escaped. Dun dun dun. So that's my blurb.
All right. Our assistant of the hour has picked Amanda Ortiz as the first winner.
Amanda, you win the stickers. So, Amanda, you are going to message me on one of my many social medias. Tell me that you won the stickers and tell me what your address is that I might send them to you, okay? Obviously, do not tell me your address here. That would be silly. Okay? Cool? Yes? Stickers. Yay, Amanda.
And then our amazing assistant has picked one of my close to one of my favorite numbers. Number 3, which is Lunar Muse as the second winner.
Oh, okay. I thought we were doing.
Oh,
I thought we were doing 2 stickers in one.
oh, 2 stickers to the same person?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can also give Lunar Muse some stickers.
It'll be longer because I only ordered 2 stickers.
Very well, very well.
A lunar. What did you say?
Muse,
Lunar Muse. Also message me. Your stickers will take a bit longer to get to you, but I will send you stickers as well. So, yay, stickers! These are magnets. But yay, stickers!
These are not what you're getting, but yay!
I don't have the stickers are on my laptop, which you are all presently viewing me from. So, yay! So yes, send me that info in a private message. And Lunar Muse, your stickers will take a bit longer because they have to come to me and then I send them to you. So.
Righty. I should hopefully be able to catch up with the rest of the questions as you answer a few of that I have pre-staged. So your next question is this story a quest-style adventure with many locations, or does it mostly stay in one set?
Much more of a quest-style adventure. There's dungeon crawling. This was almost a Dragon Age fan fiction. So there are very many Dragon Age, Inquisition specifically, elements in this book. If you're familiar with that video game, you might be able to like catch some of the elements and it clocks them. So yeah, it's a lot of travel, adventure, dungeon crawling, all that good stuff.
All right, our next question then, this is actually, again, another comment more that I've highlighted that I know will make you happy, which is LB mentions that they already managed to snag their copy of the ebook in the wee hours of this morning.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I have to publish the books ahead of the stream because when you publish a book with Amazon, it's like, okay, well, we're going to have to check it with our systems to make sure you're not, I don't know, plagiarizing or something. And that can take up to 72 hours. So I always make sure that I publish the book well ahead of doing the stream so that it's actually out when people come to the stream. Yay, the fun of working with Amazon. It's great.
All right. If Val keeps getting hurt, is Adventurer Mage filled with hurt, comfort, goodness?
It might be one of my favorite tropes and therefore features rather heavily.
Julian's Achilles trope.
It is my favorite trope, y'all. So yes, if you are a fan of that trope, there is that in all of it. So, yep. Also, both of these people are very they have a lot of anxieties and traumas and stuff as well. So I hurt them emotionally too. So mean.
You are. You're really a villain.
I'm the villain, not the Briards. I'm the villain.
Who is your favorite side character? And you can't say Strawberry.
Why can't I say Strawberry? Does it have to be from this book?
Well, they are asking about this book.
There aren't actually that many side characters in this book. Okay, Lily. Lily, she's a side character in this book. She gets a bigger part in book 2. I won't tell you what.
I was pondering if it was going to be someone from that scene, from that place, but I was thinking it was going to be the other, not the mother, but the other adult. The gardener or
Marta, Valentine's friend.
Other friend.
Other friend.
Yes.
No, I like her too. And Valentine's mother is also fun, but Lily's great. And
yeah, I kind of assumed we'd be one of those two, but I was pondering the potential of Marta as well. All right, let's get into. Was there anything that inspired you when coming up with this friendship between May and Val?
This friendship, wish fulfillment, because I started out writing this book for me. This is a very me book. This is probably the most me book you will ever read. I just put everything in it that I love, hence why there's a lot of hurt comfort in it. But I have a lot of anxiety around friendships and being abandoned by friendships. And so I wrote a friendship that will never ever break, no matter what it is. It is the wish fulfillment of having a friend who will always be there for you and will be your soulmate. So yeah, wish fulfillment is the reason that I wrote this friendship. Because I have anxiety. It's great.
Was there a character you had to cut that popped up here? And I got a little bit of clarification on this. What they're asking is like, was there a character that like was from another work that you had to drop or kill off or something that you like brought back here or brought in here?
Okay, so Titus. I wonder if this person knew that.
Oh, Titus. That's right.
Is from my first full-length novel. Because that book will probably never be published, Titus came over from that. Now he lives in this book and also the second book. He's not really in the third one because actually he's briefly in the third one. But he's not really in the third one because they're in a whole other place where he doesn't live. But yeah, Titus is from a different book and that never will see the light of day.
I mean, it might.
It might, but it will not be even remotely the same form.
You'll become Tolkien-esque famous, and then you'll die, and then people will dig through
Somebody
it and
will pick up my 13-year-old novel and be like, "This is genius." And I'll be like, "It is not." From beyond the grave, I'll be like,
"No." In your grave.
Haunt the fuck out of whoever tries to publish that.
So you hinted about this, and even though you didn't write much about this in this book, you've inspired their question. What did you base the religion on?
When I do religion, I just kind of start thinking about like what kind. There's like a couple of types of religion that I like to use. I tend to like to use a pantheon of gods, but so that's one that I lean on more than a monotheistic. Or in Boots, there were like the god and goddess, and then I had the pantheon as like the old gods. But this one is also a pantheon, and I just kind of go from there. I decide what kind of gods we want, and then I figure out how that works in the world, how that affected the way that the characters view the world, how it affects the society and the culture, and how they worship, and all of that stuff. So I just kind of run through the Rolodex of like types of gods we could have and then pick one. Very complex, I know.
In response to your like friendship question, we've gotten the singing in the chat. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
If you go and listen to the Adventure of Mage playlist, like there's a lot of, it's mostly friendship songs and some love songs that could be friendship songs because there are not enough friendship songs in the world, but like the vibes over there are adventure and friendship. So if you're in the mood for that.
All right.
Well, thanks for getting that song stuck in my head, everyone.
When did you first decide how far did you get into the story before you realized Maeve and Val weren't going to get together?
I knew immediately. It was never my intention for them to get together, ever. I knew that they were both asexual, aromantic from jump. So it was never in the plans. The stars were not right for them to get together as romantic. I'm sure somebody will ship them. Maybe if I'm lucky, somebody will write fanfic and that fanfic may involve them getting together, but never canonically.
All right. We'll do a couple more questions and then we'll been going for 45 minutes and we will do our next giveaway. And I figured which will be one or both of the promo books.
The proofs.
And then when we get past the hour, we'll do the final giveaway. We'll keep going until we run out of questions, but at least those of you who are here to try to get your hands on a juicy copy of your own will have that opportunity by the end of the hour.
And we'll probably, after we do the last giveaway, still do the reading. We might have a Ferret visit. We'll just see. We'll vibe. We'll see how long we want to go. So, yeah.
All right. So our next question is, when did you decide to make the chapters locations?
That happened pretty quickly as well. I think maybe by chapter 4 or 5, I decided that I wanted to do that. I don't know, it just seemed cool, so I kept with it. Even though sometimes I make fun of other books that have chapter gimmicks, this one has a chapter gimmick, so I am my own worst enemy. All 3 books have that chapter gimmick too, so if you hate it, you're gonna hate it like a lot because it's all 3.
Feel free to comment on all of Julian's videos how much you hate her chapter theming.
Gimmick, yeah, you're gonna be like, Julian, you have the worst chapter gimmick ever. You're not allowed to critique anybody else's chapter names anymore, Julian.
So I'm kind of breaking this into 2 questions, which was, 1, did you have any competing titles for the series?
Nope. I usually pick my titles early, and then I'm open to, if a better title that comes along in the writing process, to changing it, but it very rarely changes. And I've had people be like, you shouldn't have, Adventurer Mage is too plain. It has the word mage in it, and too many books have the word mage in them. But like, if you search Adventurer Mage, this is like the only book with this title. So I'll take it.
All right. And I kind of broke this up into 2 questions, and I might have like missed a little bit of the intent of the first, but I think I'll definitely hit it with the intent of the second, which is, do you have any books that you think of as like the opposite? Like if you like this, you'll hate this. Like for Adventurer Mage. So like
so if you like Adventurer Mage, you'll hate blank, or if you like blank, you'll hate Adventurer Mage.
Either way, I think would work.
I think if you like Sarah J. Maas, you'll hate Adventurer Mage because there is 0 smut. No romance at all in book 1 from anybody. Book 2, there is side romance, and also in book 3. But there's no 0. Sorry.
All right. We are past the 3/4 mark. We will give our next giveaway. Are we doing both of the proof copies, my dear?
Are we?
I would encourage you to, yes.
Okay. So this is for US only. I'm sorry if you're not in the US, but it is very expensive to ship something as heavy as a book outside of the US. So Adam, again, we'll start the 1-minute timer. Go ahead and type your names in the chat. He will compile all the names and tell us the 2 winners of these proof copies. They are pretty much identical inside, but the covers will be slightly different because I was trying out a different cover.
They are each one of a kind in their own unique way.
Mm-hmm.
We will also include if you have a request for a particular signing message, we will include that. And
they're already dropping names, Adam.
Several.
Go get the timer. They're dropping names already. They want it. They're hungry. They want it.
So, several of you have already made your own purchases. These will still be their own special snowflakes, special copy for you.
I'll go ahead and sign them for you. So just keep displaying it here. Whoa. No, it's a book. The elements upon the book. I drew that pocket watch, but everything else I made with Canva. I'm mad about it too. If you want the full story of that, it's on Patreon. But yeah, got tea, got this jewel. I can tell you what's up with that. Got a bee, and you can't really see it, but there's a sneaky little guy right here too. Kind of tell you what might happen later in the story. So yeah, everybody. Somebody on Twitter was talking about how they were like, how do I write an author bio? And this is, I'm like, if you're self-publishing, there are no rules. So this is my author bio. My author bio is writer, artist, gamer, nerd, itinerant weirdo. All right, Adam is compiling our winner. Who is our winner?
Hold up, I need to ask my assistant.
His assistant is the robot. Remember the robot that wrote us that short story? Same robot. We make the robot work for us around here.
Indeed, as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the first winner is Peony.
How do you pronounce it?
Peony?
Peony?
It might be peony.
Peony?
The flower, that makes more sense than what I said.
All right. If that sounds correct to you or sounds close, go ahead and message me on any of my many social medias and tell me that you want a proof copy of the book and give me your mailing address. And then the second winner is...
Cursed Content is the second victim chosen by our assistant.
Same thing, Cursed Content. Message me on any of my many social medias with your address and let me know that you won a proof copy of this book. Yay!
All right. Now, we got a lot of questions to go through. We'll probably wait till about 5 minutes after the hour, but then we'll do our final giveaway at about that time.
Which will be for a brand new, shiny copy of the book that does not have this not for resale thing on it. Again, that will be US only because it's expensive. And I am poor.
All right, I'm trying to find out where my questions left off before. I should have marked it.
Uh-oh.
Favorite side character, religion, locations, comparative. Okay, here we go. I found
All right, good.
If Maeve, go ahead.
Nope, I was
If
saying
Maeve and Val had a Patronus, what would they be?
we don't stand Harry Potter around here, okay? So we're just going to say an animal that I would associate with them. How about that? Maeve would probably have a honeybee. And Val, what would Val have? My first instinct is peacock, but he's more useful than a peacock. Like, he can actually do things, whereas a peacock is just pretty. What are you thinking? Why are you making faces?
Well,
Ferret. He's a
Yes.
ferret. He's a ferret.
There you go,
He's
dear.
a ferret.
That is what I was
Yes,
thinking. Good
yes,
job,
because he's
good
always
job.
up to some shit, and he's always got a plan, but it's never anybody else's plan, and he's just tenacious and will not take no for an answer. Ferret, 100%. Honeybee and a ferret go on adventures.
All right, now, will you make? I know we don't stand Potter, but they're not making any money off of us here. The next question was building off the last one. What houses would the characters be from?
I don't like it, but I don't know. Val would definitely not be Ravenclaw because he hates to study. Hufflepuff? Is he Hufflepuffy? Or would Maeve be a secret Hufflepuff?
so they both have Hufflepuff leanings. The only one I know for sure is the Mother Briard is most assuredly a Hufflepuff because she loves those flans.
She's a Slytherin. Don't even talk to me.
Her sons,
She is
most of her sons
such
are
a Slytherin. They're
Slytherin.
all
but
Slytherins. It's a big
she's
Slytherin family.
more of a Hufflepuff
It's a big Slytherin
because of the
family.
flans.
She likes a good flan, but Maeve makes the flans. So, or is Maeve does like to study about her magic when she learns it, so she could be a Ravenclaw.
See, this is the problem with only casting everyone into an arbitrarily small number of groups. Is like there are reasons you could fit everybody into almost any of the groups unless they are a flat one-dimensional character.
Yeah, like Maeve could also potentially be a Slytherin, especially in book 3. You really see a lot of her ambitions starting to come out. And
she's definitely like she is stupid in just the right ways to be a Gryffindor.
She does have those Gryffindor tendencies. They're driven by anxiety, though. Like, her courage is very anxiety driven. She's like, her anxiety is like, I have to do something, even if it is the worst plan, I'm going to do it. Nico has to leave. Goodbye, Nico. Thank you for joining us. It was very nice to have friends coming to check this out. I'm sorry you did not win a copy, Nico.
Oh, an earlier question was also going to ask what animal would be our Patronus, or what animal would we be adjacent or inspired by?
So you and me?
Yes, you and me.
Okay.
Adam and Julian. Do we get to pick each other?
I don't know. Like, what are the rules? I think I've always kind of associated myself with a goat because I'm incredibly stubborn, difficult to train, nigh impossible to train.
I would have picked Innie for you, a horse.
A horse? I could see horse as well. Innie was too sweet and polite and like nothing, couldn't be bothered. So like I am not like him, but there's definitely mares that I've known that I have a lot in common with.
All right, what would you pick for me?
What would we pick for Adam? You're super like sweet and helpful. You love helping people. So like a doggy, like immediately comes to my mind. Like you're always like, you know how dogs are like, I'm here to help in a situation that does not necessarily require a dog. Like,
Thanks,
that's
dear.
the vibe.
Thanks.
But also you're like a really good friend and you're always there for people. So like,
even when it's no help at all.
Hey.
I would have picked an ant for myself, but
That's because you love ants.
I see the puppy vibe.
The puppy vibes are real.
Been a big inspiration to me in my life.
They're very industrious, and that's good.
Indeed. Shaky hands. How did you come up with the ideas for the specific adventures?
I stole them from Dragon Age.
We did have a comment earlier. Someone's replaying through Inquisition, so they might have picked up a little bit on that.
Because it was going to be an Inquisition fanfic. There were a couple of like dungeons that I didn't. It's not 1-to-1, but if you're familiar, you're going to recognize elements in common with Dragon Age dungeons.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Please don't send the copyright police after me. I did not actually steal them. It's figure of speech. Inspired by.
All right. Caitlin loves your outfit, and it is not just that she does not get to appreciate my outfit. So
both of us looking fantastic over here.
Yes.
I'll go wheel back over there and get some more questions. Go.
I'm wheeling.
Wheelie boy, go.
All right.
Somebody says they're here for the vest, Adam.
So the ideas for the adventures were stolen from Inquisition, but what about the focuses? Was there an inspiration for the focuses they find?
No, that was random. The delights of pantsing. I was just like, I just picked an object, legitimately. Wish I could say it was more complicated than that, but it's not. They tend to be small objects, anything that a mage could carry and hold easily. So you're not going to have like, my focus is a chair. That's not going to happen. But something small that they could carry around. Anything could be a focus. A nail, a coin, anything that will last a long time and could be carried around as like a talisman.
Labrador vibes.
It's true. There's no lie.
Focus. Okay, so this was kind of like a trail on for the focuses. Did they just come to you, or did you think about what fit the characters? I'm guessing.
I mean, they just came to me, but like, I'm sure what fit the characters was involved in why it came to me. But yeah.
All right. So this is a little bit off topic, but I think it's still a viable subject, which is why did you end up choosing to work with Amazon?
I didn't choose to work with Amazon necessarily. There's very little. There are not a lot of options out there for self-publishing and print on demand. Oh my goodness, that was so loud. Why did that decide to happen? Sorry about that, everyone. I completely lost my thread. Working with Amazon. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazon is the easiest and most accessible for the author, print on demand. Like you have to fight with it a little bit, but like it is the easiest for us to get a book out there to the public in multiple formats. Amazon is otherwise not great. I hate that I have to work with Amazon, but the other options out there are worse. Not necessarily ethically worse, but much more difficult to work with as the author, as somebody who's doing all of it myself. Ease is super important in getting my books out there. So that's why Amazon has everything all in one place. It's got print on demand, it's got digital, and it has the option for audiobook, although probably if I do more audiobooks, I'm probably going to go in a different direction with audiobooks, just because Audible is absolutely gouging authors. So we see basically none of the profits on Audible. It's pennies. So that's why I'm like gonna look into other things for when I'm able, like when I have money again to do audiobooks, which is why all of you should hire me to be your editor so I can have money for audiobooks. They're expensive. They're incredibly expensive. They're very cost prohibitive, which is unfortunate.
All right, we'll probably take one or two more questions before we'll do our final giveaway.
Yay!
If your own is your own book one of your favorite books of all times? This one that they're asking about, is The Adventurer Mage one of your own favorite books of all time?
Yeah.
You caught her. You caught her.
I mean, I wrote it for me. It's got everything I love. So one would hope that it was one of my favorite books. I'll get bored of it though. I get bored of all my books after I publish them. I'm just like, that's old news. Somebody will be like, I love The Wolf and the Hawk. And I'll be like, pshaw, I'm writing better things now.
Which is something of how much she loved this book, because she decided to write 2 more of them.
I just kept going. And that never happens. I don't write sequels to anything ever. So the fact that I wrote 3 books in this series means I really liked it.
I mean, you did write a sequel to The Wolf and the Hawk, but you didn't like it.
But I did not like how that turned out. So maybe someday I'll come back to it.
So this is kind of an extension from it.
Do you know what is your favorite book of all time?
I always default to the Becca Cooper series by Tamara Pierce, but I have a lot of favorite books. So Dealing with Dragons is a favorite book. Lord Brocktree by Brian Jakes is a favorite book. That one's more of a favorite from my youth, but hell yeah, Becca Cooper. I friggin' love Becca Cooper. She is amazing. Yeah, I have a lot of favorite books, but I just tend to be like, people have heard of Tamara Pierce, but so few people have read the Becca Cooper series, and I'm like, please, I think it's her best work. Please go read that. Like, she's got good stuff, but Becca Cooper is, in my opinion, her best writing.
So I'm jumping ahead in the chat and questions a little bit for Firelight, and I think perhaps Firelight just has a little bit of a fire fixation, but they're a little bit sad because one of their favorite books, specifically by you as well, is Phoenix, and Phoenix never gets mentioned.
I know, poor little Phoenix. I'm not ashamed of it. I just know that I'm a much better writer now. So it's like, I hate to send people there first. I want to be like, read some of my other stuff and then go back and read Phoenix with the understanding that I wrote it when I was like in my early 20s. I'm 37 now, for anyone who's wondering.
Damn, you've been writing for a long time.
Uh-huh.
That does not seem like that long ago that I read Phoenix.
Yeah, so like, because I'm so much better now, at least I feel like my skill has come a long way. Like, I'm not ashamed of Phoenix. I don't want to take it down or anything. But also, like, I'm like, I can do better. Please read my better stuff and then go back and check out Phoenix with the understanding that it's not going to be my best. Because if you read Phoenix first, I'm worried that you'll be like, this writer isn't actually very good, and you won't read any of my other stuff.
All right, chat, it is time.
It's time.
We are doing the final book release, getting the first original print copy. Throw your name in the chat, mention yourself, and I will collect your names, and my lovely AI assistant will pick a winner.
Remember, US only. Unfortunately, has to be US only. But Go ahead and put your names in the chat.
I mean, unless you want to, like, we could hold it for you and you could come to the US and pick it up.
That's right. And then you have to come visit. Actually, don't come visit. I don't actually like people in real life.
You can come visit me. I can
Okay,
hand
yes.
it off. I can take you on a tour of my favorite distillery or some fun Door County wineries.
Adam likes people.
I do like people.
He's a people person. More proof that you're a golden retriever.
I'm optimistic that despite how shitty people are, that there's still hope for us.
Maybe. Fictional people.
Writing down these names.
Yeah, get on it, Adam.
I was chatting.
I gotta get somebody their free copy of Adventurer Mage. Give me those names in the chat. Win your copy that does not have this obnoxious strip that is not for resale across it. And also has not been manhandled nearly so much. Whoever gets this copy, it's been manhandled a bit. But you know, with
Candace,
love.
you are the last person to get your name in. I just need to finish collecting everybody.
I don't know what this song is that I'm singing. It's the book song.
Talk about the book or yourself.
What should I say about the book or myself? I don't know how to talk about my own books. I need people to ask me questions. I'll read you the dedication. This book is dedicated to a movie, an actor, and an inspiration. To Michael Sheen and the terrible movie you once starred in that inspired Adventurer Mage. And to Carrie Ann, who sat with me through that movie, laughing the whole time. That's the dedication. You'll never figure out, if anyone can figure out what movie I'm referring to. Oh, Train is here. Hi, Train. If anyone can figure out what movie this is dedicated to, I will give you a sticker as well. Can you do it? Breaking Dawn Part 2. Hi, Train. Everybody say hi, Train. Everybody saying hi, Train in the chat. I don't know why I feel a need to... Oh, we have a winner! We have a winner already. Belle Sterling, I feel like you have been following me long enough. Write down that Belle Sterling also wins a sticker.
All right. It's actually good that you figured that out because I was in the habit of getting two winners, and Belle was indeed our second winner. But then I remembered, oh wait, we don't have a second.
No, but now Belle wins a sticker. So write that down. Belle Sterling, get me your address. I think I probably have it, but send it to me again, just because then I'll know. Like I'll have it in a message reminding me, hey, I want a sticker because I knew the name of it.
So our
terrible movie.
So Belle is our final winner, but our final winner of the listed prizes, which is the book,
yes.
is Zach M.
Zach M, you win the book. Send me in a private message your address telling me you won the non-proof copy of Adventurer Mage.
No, y'all, don't you try to fib. I've got notes. I wrote your names down.
Yep, Adam's also got notes, so don't message me and lie to me. I'll know. I'm going to go turn my ring light on. I'll be right back, everybody. You just stare at my disgusting, messy living room.
They can admire my vest.
See my
and
vest.
You can also, I think we're going to have a future stream or video where we talk over all of the potentials, and we should have a poll or quiz where people guess which movie or show Michael Sheen starred in that inspired Adventurer Mage, and then we can talk about that, you and I. That's my brilliant idea, dear.
Okay, you'll have to watch the movie.
You've shown
parts of it. Have you seen Curse of the Midas Box?
You're not supposed to tell them.
They guessed it. They already guessed.
Oh, they guessed it?
Yeah. That's why I said Belle gets a sticker.
Oh.
Because Belle knew it.
Belle knew.
Yeah.
Curses, Belle, you foiled my idea.
We could still talk about it. I'll make Adam watch it, and then he and I will do a review. It's so bad. This is like, yeah.
All right. So we're gonna go. We'll feel free to throw further questions into the chat.
Yes.
I will record them, and we will answer the new questions post Ferret break. I will go get our co-star guest appearance Chai before that. But I'm going to go through the questions you've already asked us that are remaining. And so, do you have any advice about how to start marketing?
Get ready for a grind. Like, the only reason that I even have a shot right now is because I have been grinding on social media for over 7 years. And even then, like, I mean, there's 27 people in this live right now. So marketing is incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult. So don't feel bad if you're bad at it, because it is. Not all of us cannot be Jenna Morossi, who went to school for it. We're out here struggling. But get established on social media well before your book is published. Get out there, get some followers, do your best to get a website. I hate that I have to have a website. Absolutely hate it. I hate that I'm on Twitter. Even more now that Twitter is a garbage fire. I refuse to get on TikTok, but you might want to get on TikTok. Because the people keep being like, that's where you market your books. And I'm like, I cannot handle TikTok. I am too old for TikTok. But prepare for a grind. It is difficult. And I'm not good at it. So also probably check out people who are good at it and listen to their advice.
All right, we do have a couple people dipping. Amanda Ortiz, who has stayed on till 2 a.m. Zoom.
Whoa, that's dedication. That is
us.
dedication. Amazing. We love to see it.
I think also Firelight is doing that gross thing called work that they have to depart for soon.
Ew. Who has gainful employment in this economy? In this economy? Employment?
So we've talked about this lightly because we've been joking about the movie, but what are some of your other inspirations for this novel?
Well, we all know Dragon Age. It was almost a Dragon Age fan fiction. Maeve was almost an elf, and Val was almost a Tevinter mage. And then, like, literally, as I sat down to write it, I was like, nah, I feel like exploring my own magic system. Like, the day I was sitting, fingers on the keyboard, I decided, actually, no, this isn't a Dragon Age fan fiction after all. This terrible movie and Dragon Age are my main inspirations for this book. And also Titus, who came from a different book. He just wandered in. He was tired of not being used in a book, and he showed up. Oh goodness, that question's gonna be fun. There's a question coming up that it's gonna make everyone sad.
So I wanna call out cursed content, colloquialism here. Twitter is a Ferris wheel of flaming dumpsters rolling down a hill towards the ocean.
I mean, I don't have to be there, but I kind of do. Like, it's another avenue. The more avenues that you can have to advertise yourself, the better. Oh, guys, I have a fun story. I have a fun story for today. Earlier today, someone on one of my YouTube videos accused me of promoting myself using alt accounts. Which I explained that I am far too lazy and busy to do. I have better things to do than make a bunch of alt accounts and try to sort all of those. I can't even keep track of my own. I was like, who do you think I am? Somebody who's put together? But then they were like, apparently I was making alt accounts on Tumblr and promoting myself. But then they showed me the post that was supposedly me promoting myself. And it was basically someone using me as an example, not in a mean way, but using me as an example of an unsuccessful YouTuber/author. And I was like, and they didn't even link my video. And I was like, if I was going to self-promote that way, I would do a better job. Like, that is, you think that's me promoting myself? Okay, first of all, I am too busy and too lazy. Second of all, I am blatant with my promotion. I'm not sneaky. I'm in your face. And third of all, I would do a better job.
All right. Want to call out to Candace C., the real hero here, who has joined us while they're actually at work.
Yes.
Wow, self-promoting alt Julian is so mean to Julian.
Right? I was like, why do you think this is me promoting on an alt account? Like, I didn't even link the channel. I was just like, yes, I am a devious mastermind. You caught me.
So we do have a question from an aspiring writer.
Mhm.
How do you motivate yourself to write? They've been stuck and struggling recently. Do you have any tips or tricks?
You should hire me for a coaching session.
Shameless plugs aside.
I told you
from
I'm
alt
blatant.
Julian.
I told you I'm not sneaky. I am blatant. But also, it's difficult for me. I do actually have a video about this too, about like starting out. So you can check that out for free. You don't have to pay for that. But for me, it's pretty difficult when people ask me like, how do I get started? How do I motivate myself to write? Because like, I am pretty much always want to write. I want to be writing all the time. So like, I don't have trouble doing it. And that's such a like unhelpful answer. But unfortunately, I don't have like super advice unless we go deeper. Like I said, coaching session, only $35 for an hour. Blatant.
I think this was in your video on
Mhm.
it. But the one is that you do have to make a schedule or calendar and kind of stick to it. Make time in your life to write and then sit down and write for that time. Make a habit of it.
Yeah, a lot of people will tell you to make a habit, and it's really hard to do, especially when you start out. It's going to feel awkward and gross, but like even if you sit down and you get like a sentence, that's the start of the habit, and you can build and grow. And like, don't beat yourself up for only getting that sentence. Be like, hey, I got a sentence today. I got 0 sentences yesterday, so I got a sentence today, and just keep building off of that. When I was working full time, I used to write for an hour a day in a cleaning closet on my lunch break, because that is the time that I was able to carve out for myself. And I wrote the entirety of this book in a cleaning closet, an hour a day. Because as Valentine says, it was what was keeping my soul alive, because that job was killing me slowly, and this book kept me alive. So part of it is that when I am emotionally struggling, I write more. So when I'm happy, I write less. So you can tell how I'm doing emotionally by how much I'm writing. Writing is my kind of my therapy. So
Alright. And I'll call out Ribbon's comment. It's a very clean book. Okay. No, there are a lot of fucks. But other than that, it's a very clean book.
what, this one?
Yeah, because you wrote it in a cleaning closet.
It's yeah.
What are Maeve's and Val's favorite books?
Valentine doesn't really like to read. He's not a reader. He may be dyslexic. He's probably dyslexic. He's probably dyslexic and has ADHD. But Maeve's favorite book is her book of instructions that she gets midway through this book. I don't actually remember the title of the book, but the author is Pansy Fleming, and she kind of forms a bond with this author, Pansy Fleming, through her book.
So I think they were asking real world, and I think I know what Maeve's real world favorite book would be.
Okay.
But I don't I'm horrible with names, so
Let's play charades. Let's play 20 questions. What is it?
Our favorite Twitch cook or short cook.
Oh, Dylan something?
What is it? Do you know his cookbook's name?
Cooking with Yesteryear.
Cooking with Yesteryear. That, I suspect, would be Maeve's favorite book. Because 1, she loves cooking, and then 2, just the methodology that how he fell into it, I think would be very much Maeve all the way.
That's true. And I think the answer would be the same for Valentine. He doesn't really like to read because he probably is dyslexic and he probably is ADHD. And so he doesn't have the patience to sit down and read.
So your cop-out for Valentine was covered by the next question, which was TV show or movie.
Oh, okay. Val, if he sat still long enough to watch a TV show or a movie, he'd probably like anything fantasy adventure-y, anything that reminded him of the life that he was living, he would probably enjoy. Maeve would probably like Great British Bake Off. It's cliche, but she probably would. She'd probably sit there and think about all the ways that she could do better than the contestants, for sure.
All right, we're taking a quick detour in the jumps, which is Kira mentions that they can make it a habit to write, but only for a time, and then it burns themselves out. And Kira, I hear you. Burnout sucks. Even when you're doing something you love, it can still burn you out. And I don't know if I really have a solution for you, but I just like you're heard. I feel you.
Definitely check out the video that I did do about like how to start writing, even if you're maybe not starting out, maybe you're just stuck. It's a lot of, I got advice from a lot of different people about methods that they use. So maybe one of those methods will work for you, will hit you, because my advice of just do it is not helpful for everybody.
Now, the next bit of the tangent, while I go get our guest star, is
Okay.
Luna asks, how could one schedule a consult? Perhaps you should throw a link into the screen.
Indeed. You
Shameless
can.
plug.
Shameless plug. In my link tree, which is in the doobly-doo, or it should be in the description, you will find my Fiverr. And on my Fiverr, I have the wow, I can't think of words. The coaching. I call it coaching. It's really just a writerly chat. I love doing them. We talk about whatever you want to talk about, whether you're stuck, you're just starting out, you need to work through some plot points that you're not sure if they're going to work, and you just need to bounce them off of somebody else. Like, I am here for it. And I've loved the sessions that I've had so far. They're like my favorite thing. I feel very exclusive getting to hear about all of these stories that are not out yet. I'm just like, yes, tell me about your world. Tell me about your book. I want to know and maybe help you make it better. Yes, yes, yes. Did you get chai already? What are you doing?
Getting a cup of chai.
Oh, just getting a cup of chai. We'll see if this works. She's a little big for that cup. She's got it kind of a badonkadonk. Oh my goodness, Adam. Why are you torturing the child?
I'm not torturing the child, but our guest star is a cup of chai.
Why, look, my chai has arrived. Why, thank you, Adam. Hey, baby girl. Oh, hi, baby girl. What is Dad? Why did he put you in a cup? She's like so baffled.
Vaguely recalled the cup being bigger or the chai being smaller.
Her baffled expression, like, what is happening to me? I was asleep? Mother, why? Here is your very wiggly chai, everyone. As promised. It's Tai. She helps me edit books, so I don't think there's any other editors out there who can say that your book was developmentally edited by a ferret. So worth every penny. All right. Let's stop harassing the poor child.
Go, explore.
Oh, you're just setting her loose?
Yes.
Is the ferret airlock closed?
I have no idea.
Go check.
All right.
I'm off.
Adam will be right back. There's a door upstairs that we need to close because they will get into an area of the house where they should not go. So Chai is she's a precious baby. Chai does not have a vest.
The fairlock is secure.
Somebody asked, where's Chai's vest?
We're working on it, okay?
Oh.
They don't cooperate very well.
If you ever see a ferret wearing a costume in a picture, like seconds, half seconds after that picture was taken, the ferret has wriggled out of that costume. They do not like being dressed up. Never seen a ferret up close before this channel. They seem like long cats. They are just the most adorable little, like long bears, actually. Oh, yeah.
But here is Chai's actual vest that she does get to wear around.
There's a bell on it, so we can know where she is. She's really good now. Like, that was only when we first got her, but she's really good now, and she basically comes when she's called. So I actually don't know where she went at this point, but if you hear scuttling, or you see her run across in the background, Adam just set her loose. So is it true that they smell funny? They have a smell, but I don't think it's bad. I actually like the smell of ferrets. They have a sort of a musky smell. I don't find it unpleasant at all. They do have stinky poops. They are carnivores. They're obligate carnivores, so they have predator poops, and they're stinky. So if you don't keep up with their litter, it's going to smell. But if you do keep up with their litter, like the musky smell of a ferret, I like that smell. I'd take a ferret, hold up to my nose, and be like, Yeah, her vest isn't as fancy, but it does have a bell. So we can find her. They're not quite like long cats, though. They have, they're even less governable than cats, if that's possible.
All right, I am back at my station and
right.
caught up and ready. So
Ready for
going back
questions.
to our returning to our questions. Feel free, as long as you got questions, keep throwing them in the chat because Julian is an attention whore and she loves being the center of all your questions.
I do. I've got nothing else on tonight. I could do this.
All right, who are some other face claims you have other than Michael Sheen for Adventure Mage?
So in some videos that I've made, Maeve is played by, I don't know the actress's name, but there's a movie called Beyond the Madding Crowd or Far from the Madding Crowd. I can't remember. It's a period drama that also has Michael Sheen in it, actually. And so the woman in it who plays the main character, Bathsheba, she is my Maeve face claim, except for she does not have freckles, and Maeve has lots of freckles. So give her freckles and blue eyes, and that's Maeve. Yeah. And I also have someone for Thomas, but I don't know who it, like his name. What's up?
Sorry, we have a comment in the chat that cats pretend to have dignity. Ferrets don't even.
They don't even try. No, it's true. They are not dignified animals. They're like liquid with feet. Little tiny feet.
Will you ever release photos of the notes or notebook you put Adventurer Mage into?
Hi, Ty. Probably not until everything's released because there's spoilers in here for book 3. So, and it's all not very well organized. Because I'm a pantser, so I never know how much space to give the different categories, so it's all over the place, really.
Future, don't you knock that question. That is a critical question. Probably, Nate, probably the most important question of this stream,
What?
and we will get to it. So don't you knock that question.
Now I want to know what the question is.
This book that you wrote in your cleaning closet, how long did it take you start to finish?
Roughly, it takes me a year to draft a book, any book that I write. I think I can draft. I think I could draft faster with more free time.
Adam says 6 months. Like, they asked this specific book. You answer generally, and I've seen you draft in less than 6 months.
I can draft pretty fast when I want to. Editing takes for fucking ever, but drafting, maybe, yeah, I think maybe it's a year. Oh, I started this in 2020.
And now you're on book 3,
and
it's
I'm writing book
2023.
3. So,
and book 1 came out faster than book 2, and like especially faster than book 3.
Because book 3 is still going. It's too long. Book 3 could be split into 3 books, honestly. So, brace for that.
Will Adventurer Mage get an audiobook?
I would love to someday. I want to have 2 voice actors for it, one for Maeve and one for Valentine. And that's going to be even more expensive. So if it gets an audiobook, I would love to give it an audiobook sometime in the future, but it's going to be a while because they are very expensive. And then if I want to have 2 voice actors, it's going to be even more expensive. So yeah. Like Boots, I might read myself if I can get a good soundproof place to do it, but not Adventure Mage. It deserves the right voice actors.
Our next question, I've forgotten. I have to turn back around.
Okay.
It was a comment I wanted to call out, a cool idea from the chat that there would be a mage king with a throne focus.
Well, they have a queen because this is based on Victorian England, so they have not Queen Victoria. And a throne would not be likely to be a focus. It's usually something small because a mage has to carry it on their person for a long time. So there's no focuses that are big objects, really.
Well, from what we've hashed out, there's nothing stopping something large.
There wouldn't, there's nothing that would stop it, but the king would have to sit on his throne a long time and do magic on the throne. Giving away too much of my magic system here. Read the book.
So it's unlike it wouldn't be practical.
No.
But say like the Qin dynasty or like a Chinese or Han dynasty, like China, where you're like an emperor for ages and like the same dynasty for hundreds and hundreds of years and the throne carried around with them. Like it could happen. It could happen.
It just doesn't very often for that reason.
For practical reasons.
Yeah, for practical reasons.
All right. This is okay. So I was yelling at Future before about knocking it but this question might actually be more pivotal than the question they're giving a hard time, which is why is Michael Sheen in so many bad movies?
I don't know. He's an incredibly good actor. He's so good. I don't like why. I think it's because he's not classically attractive. He is not a leading man type, and so he very rarely gets used for that. Like he is, but he's so good.
So this is more of a jobby question. Have you ever thought about doing a Kickstarter?
I looked into Kickstarter, but I'm not sure that it's right for me. I don't have a lot of faith that people are going to want to give me money ahead of time for a book that I'm going to publish anyway, and they could just purchase for less probably once it comes out. I don't know, you could change my mind. And I know of another author that I follow on Instagram who is doing a Kickstarter for her book too, and having success with it. She's already met her Kickstarter goal. But I looked into Kickstarter and I'm like, I don't know if I have enough of a following. I don't know if I have enough enthusiasm to get a Kickstarter on a book. And therefore, I don't know if I want to put the time and energy involved into something that I'm fairly certain is not going to be successful.
Do you make your living by writing or things related to writing?
This is the one I was like, I'm going to make everyone sad. Somebody always asks. I definitely don't make a living writing. And very few people do. You see the big names like Stevie King and JKR and
Brando
Sando. And you're like, yes, that's how all authors live. But they are the vast exception, not the rule. Most authors will never be able to quit their day job. I am hoping to not have to go back to the standard 9-to-5 kind of job, because I am working on getting my developmental editing freelance business off the ground. So if you're looking for a developmental editor, hi, hello. And also Chai, she's around here somewhere. She helps. So yeah. So tangentially, I'm hoping to be able to make my living. Although shout out to Adam, because if we did not have his income from his job, I would not even be able to hope to do that. Would not have any chance in hell.
So you would have hopes, but you'd have to give up on everything else and buy a box in ruralest rural of America where cost of living is dirt cheap, and have nothing but your box and the
my laptop
and your ramen. Yeah.
Yep. Greetings from my box. Maybe I could just live in the cleaning closet.
That would be one way to save money. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't have, if the boss came by and was like, "Well, I'm just working on an extra thing, really," and they'd be like, "Sure, put in extra hours. We're not paying you for them, right?" I'm like, "No, you're not paying. All right, it's okay. You can work as much as you want as long as we're not paying you for it."
In there, my ramen. But yeah, I do want to be completely upfront and honest about being an author. Most of us can't quit our day jobs. Most of us have someone helping supplement the income. So if you don't have those advantages, it's going to be really difficult. And there's not really any other way to say, to prepare people for that. It's that you're not going to make a lot of money as a writer, or any money as a writer. I make the least money of all of the avenues that I get money from. The least money comes from book sales. So, yeah.
Good thing you're such a stunning YouTube personality.
who self-promotes in alt accounts cleverly by bashing myself.
Yeah, Future asked about the Kickstarter because to them it seems like it is kind of marketing. What did they say? Seems like marketing in and of itself sometimes.
Yeah. I just don't know that I could get enough people excited about a Kickstarter.
Oh, KJ cries in single artist.
I feel you, KJ.
All right. Okay. If not, what do you do next to writing?
So you don't just write.
Mhm.
What are some of the other things you do
Like,
for income streams?
oh, for income streams. Okay. So YouTube, not a very reliable income stream. The last 2 months, YouTube did not pay out at all. YouTube only pays out after it reaches a certain threshold. But spring is really tough for YouTubers. So it's not surprising. Everybody's revenue is down in the first months of the year. Hopefully, I'll be getting back into it, especially since I just started the new read along. But my Patreon, shout out to my patrons. Patrons are like, until I started doing this developmental editing thing, patrons were bringing the most donations, I guess. I don't know what to call them.
Consistent income stream.
Consistent income stream, I guess. It feels weird to call like people's donations a consistent income stream because they could decide to stop at any time, and I would just be just out there. Like there's nothing, they can start and stop whenever they please. But the developmental editing, I am really hoping if I can get more clients and a steady stream of clients, that will definitely be the highest income stream for me if I can get that rolling. So if you are looking for a developmental editor, hit me up. My account, my Fiverr account is linked in my link tree. So hop on over there and message me and we'll talk numbers. Tell me how many words you got because every order is going to be a custom order. So tell me how many words you got. We'll talk prices. I'm pretty affordable, especially for the level of developmental editing that I do. I don't just leave you a letter at the end. I go through your entire book and leave you comments on every single page. So.
And before all of that, they were a cleaner in a closet.
Yeah. Before that, I was a housekeeper.
Feral cleaner in a
Feral
closet.
cleaner in a little closet. Like when I wasn't walking around with a vacuum strapped to my back. Like I was hiding in the closet. Like a ghost. I did look like a Ghostbuster. Everybody was always commenting on that. I'd be like,
So since we're talking about it, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. We had a question of like, could you be hired on Fiverr if they've got like a story idea and like a concept, but they're not really sure what direction to take it? Should it be sci-fi? Should it be fantasy? Could you be engaged for like broader conversations like that?
That would be perfect for one of my coaching sessions because we can talk about anything wherever you are in the process. If you want to bounce ideas back and forth, or if you've already written the book and you're stuck on something, like we can talk about anything writing adjacent on my coaching sessions.
Math one. Okay.
Math. I think you might be a little bit behind or catching up, but I see your comment. You can buy overseas. You just have to buy straight from Amazon because then they have little auto publishing factories all over the place. So they print it wherever you are and then ship it locally instead of us buying it, getting it printed and shipped to America, and then us paying to ship it to somewhere else. So Matt, you can get a book if you
I don't know. There might be countries where Amazon doesn't. So
they are specifically asking for a signed copy. I don't know if you don't really sell signed copies.
Not right now because of how much it costs to ship. Like to get a little bit more money saved up, but maybe someday.
There's also a collective idea from a conversation in the chat earlier talking about the struggles with motivating to write and the idea that a writing circle and writing friends to hold accountability and write together. Not a bad idea. I liked it. I don't know how Julian. I don't know if I can convince Julian to kick off the writing friends, but
I don't like. I probably can't be your accountability partner because I've got too much other stuff going on. But I've heard that a lot of people do find like accountability partners useful. That's why a lot of people have more success writing during like NaNoWriMo and stuff, because then they've got something that's like, even if it's just a program, it's holding them accountable to get more words out. So it's a possibility. Find some friends.
So
All right, Adam's reeling back over here.
there's a question directed to me.
Oh, okay.
If I was transported to Adventurer Mage, what would I do? And it does depend a lot on whether I had magic and what type of magic.
Well, you
it
definitely
would be.
have magic
Hmm.
because everybody has magic.
So what would my magic be? Would I be a word of power mage?
I feel like you would probably be a passion mage.
So then what would I do?
What would what's your passion? I know what your passion has been most of your life. Yeah, guard.
I mean, but how does
You
that?
couldn't do that. I don't know how that
Would
translates.
that be just like adventuring
You
and
go to-
combat?
You go to Adventure Mage World and teach everyone to LARP. Yep, that's my headcanon now.
It'd be awesome because I could like do so much cool special effects and side effects with my magic.
Yeah.
So if I was a passion mage, I would probably be. I wouldn't quite be an adventurer like Val, but I'd probably end up being like a scout or an explorer or a mapper, like traveling and seeing new things and kind of adventuring. But I wouldn't necessarily. I don't think I would stumble upon the I will dig up old focuses and sell them to people type thing. But I would want to see what's out there and go exploring. There's an off chance that I would just become like a magical cook.
Yeah.
Is a reasonable chance of that as well, but I'll be more exciting than that in the official answer, and that I will be an explorer and a scout and go find stuff.
Looks like the chat might be slowing down. It might
We
be time.
are running out of near the end of our questions. We
Yeah.
are also getting close to 2 hours. Soon we will get to the most important question, and in fact, we are on the most important question. Don't let the naysayers disparage this question. Julian,
Yes.
what is your favorite cheese?
Smoked Gouda.
Excellent choice, my dear. Excellent choice. It is among my favorites as well. My personal favorite, though, is like a good 7 to 11 year aged cheddar.
It's also good, but not
But
as good
the
as smoked Gouda.
smoked Gouda or the double smoked cheddar or Swiss are definitely like top 5.
I also like blue cheese. It's not my favorite, but I like it. Some people hate it, and I will just eat it like straight. I don't need it on a salad or anything. I'll just eat blue cheese crumbles. Now I'm hungry. Yeah, fair.
All right. So I think we are up to our final question of the night, and we're caught up with the chat. Do you have any fears about extensive developmental edits while in the midst of writing a whole trilogy?
Yep.
I'm like, I was gonna say no. She didn't have fears because she didn't even know she was writing a trilogy. She was just writing. How can she fear what she doesn't know?
I am nervous about book 3, but the nice thing about writing all 3 books basically before I publish this one, because book 3 is like 2 chapters away from being finished, so I don't think I'm going to need to retcon anything. So like I could go back into this one. If I made a decision in book 3 that changed something in book 1, I could go back into book 1 and change it because book 1 wasn't out yet. So I think that's the way to write trilogies, honestly, for me as a pantser, is to write the whole thing and then edit it as you know, and publish it after you've written the whole thing.
None of that shoot, now I can't remember. There were several things that Tolkien did. I think he changed Bilbo's name. Oh, he changed Strider, and Strider was initially a hobbit.
Yeah, Strider was a hobbit.
None of that stuff.
Yep. All right. Might be time for a reading from the book.
I think so.
Oh, we got back up to 22 people. It seemed like people were trickling off, but we're back up to 22. Here
for the dramatic
They've come for the dramatic reading. I feel you guys can drop any last minute questions you have for after the reading, because like I said, I'll hang out with you as long as you want to hang out. But the reading begins. I'm sorry, I wrote this book, but I'm still really bad at cold reading, so I'm also terrified that I'm going to find a typo. Nothing is more determined than the typo that has made it through all of the edits. All right. Chapter 1, The Library. Maeve tucked herself behind the densely packed shelves, relishing the coolness of the marble floor through the thin soles of her shoes. The kitchens awaited like a dragon's den below, but what happy luck to find the library unlocked and unoccupied. She slipped into the darkness and imagined she transformed into a shadow herself, the way some mages could. She ran her fingers across the spines as though petting a living creature and entertained the idea of pulling one of the ancient tomes free and memorizing a few phrases, just to spite the masters. Not that she understood whatever language the magic books were written in, but perhaps it didn't matter. She paused, fingers poised over a volume. Even in the dimness, she could see the pages were yellowed. The air smelled of age and forbidden promise. Just resting her fingers on this book could get her whipped. She flexed her shoulders, imagining the blow of the lash, adding fresh scars to her already impressive collection. Should she feel a spark of magic when her skin touched the paper? Nothing came. Her sleeve rode up, exposing the brand on the inside of her pale wrist. Sighing, she withdrew her hand, tugging her sleeve back into place, unable to bring herself to pull the book free. Imagine, a serving maid with magic. The masters would lose their minds. It was a sweet thought, like a hint of honey in bitter tea. A clatter from the door froze her in place. All her muscles coiled, and she was ready to bolt, or at least throw herself to the floor. In here, a man's urgent voice echoed. Moments later, his voice was accompanied by the rattle of the library doors pushing open. The gleam of a candle bobbed into view. Maeve forced her body to move, ducking farther behind her bookshelf. Breathing was so difficult that she wondered if it was possible to drown on dry land. She couldn't swallow. You just had to hide in the library, didn't you? Couldn't have hidden in the privy like a normal person. Maeve's eyes flicked from the person with the candle to the open door. At least she had a decent view between the books, and in a less terrifying situation, her curiosity would have been piqued. Two figures appeared, and she recognized them. The young lords Thomas and Reynold, sons of the household. This realization helped her identify the third, holding the candle. Not a servant, but the youngest brother, teenage Sidney. His already pale face was even milkier in the light of the candle. If the brothers found her here, it could go extremely badly, and Maeve shuddered in spite of herself. Giorgio is here. Cat break. There's Giorgio's butt. Hope everyone enjoyed that. No, Giorgio, no. Are you going to go drink my water? Because I really don't want you to. Okay. Anyway, cat break. Back to the book. If the brothers found her here, it could go extremely badly, and Maeve shuddered in spite of herself. There, the table, Thomas ordered. Maeve squinted. There was a fourth man draped between the two elder brothers. They held him upright by his arms. What are you up to? Maeve gnawed the inside of her lips. They were still too close to the door for her to make a try for freedom. At least she was getting her breathing under control. The two men hustled the third onto a large table, shunting aside papers and quills without a thought. They don't have to clean it up. Maeve leaned forward, knees against her shelf. She studied what she could see of the man on the table. He must have been injured, but he was still conscious. He raised a tentative hand, but was ignored by the brothers. What do we do? Squeaked Sidney, his candle flame quivering as his hand shook. Mother would have a fit if she found out we brought him in like this. Reynold ignored his younger sibling. Mother won't find out, will she? Snapped Thomas. He grabbed Sidney's hand, moving the light closer. Have you got it, Valentine? The wounded man on the table squirmed in pain. None of the lordlings would be of use to him on that front. They hadn't a whiff of healing magic between them. Maeve thought she heard the man called Valentine let out a groan. Poor fellow. What had he done to be in the pitiable position of only having the brothers to help him? Do you have it? Thomas reiterated, leaning over Valentine to look him in the eye. Sidney and his candle drew closer, and Maeve got a glimpse of Valentine in profile. Curly brown hair, a pale face with a slightly upturned nose. He looked the part of a mage, even without his fine coat, which draped down the side of the table, and his pocket watch chain gleaming. She was about to dismiss him and focus on the brothers when his eyes flicked in her direction. The candlelight caught them just right, and Maeve was certain he had spotted her. She'd have to make a dash for the door. She leaned onto the balls of her feet. Rather than pointing her out, Valentine's head lolled back the other way. He spoke in a raspy voice, though there was strength behind it. I have it. Don't worry. You think I got this playing games? He raised his other hand, which Maeve had guessed must be pressed to the wound in his side. Blood glistened on his fingers. What do we do, Tom? Sidney asked in a shaking voice. The candle wax dribbled onto his hand, but he didn't seem to notice. If he's got the amulet, we patch him up and take him to the party, Thomas answered coldly. This amulet? Valentine pulled something from an inner pocket of his long coat. It glinted gold and ruby in the anemic light. Maeve curled her lip, as if the brothers needed more magical focuses. No doubt they'd be using this one to harass the staff later. She ground her teeth and checked the door again. The brothers were all distracted by the offering, and she was about to spring to life when the stranger's eyes were on her again. She sensed them first, like she was being watched by a fox. She didn't dare move, pinioned by his gaze. He blinked slowly. Was that a sign he wasn't going to turn her in? His eyes darted to the door, then back to her face. A question. Her breath hitched, and she nodded tightly. It was barely a movement, but he saw it. His lips drew in a thin line, and she wasn't certain, but she thought he winked. Could she trust him? He was a mage just like the other lords, and a stranger. She didn't have time to puzzle over it. He gave her one last look, then arched his back and cried out in pain. Maeve startled and realized it was her cue. All three brothers' attention was entirely distracted, and she was waffling like an idiot. She darted for the door and slid into the light of the wide corridor. By some impossible mercy, the passage was empty, and she sprinted to the nearest servant's door. Safe at last, she stopped, back pressed against the wall, catching her breath. Don't do anything like that again, you colossal idiot, she admonished herself as she tidied her skirt and apron with shaking hands. And I'm going to stop there. There you go. There's your little reading, everybody. I hope you all liked it. I hope you also all liked the cat interlude.
They have some suggestions for when you do the audiobook to keep any cat butt breaks in with the rest
That'll
of the
be
audiobook.
important. I should have written that down when the cat butt break happened.
So we did have one final question.
Okay.
It's kind of a repeat. You've talked about some of it, but you can probably answer it, but this time beyond just the adventurer mage context, which is, what do you get your inspirations from? And if you want to recap with adventurer mage, but then share some of your other inspiration.
Inspiration for adventurer mage came from a terrible movie called The Curse of the Midas Box. Someday perhaps I will make Adam watch it, and then we can do a review together that no one will watch or understand.
And a video game.
And a video game. And also Dragon Age Inquisition. My inspirations tend to be very random. Like, there's no one place where I can be like, yes, I get inspirations from here. I'm not a dream person. Like, so many people are like, my inspirations come from my dreams. And while I am a very vivid and lucid dreamer, I don't get book ideas from dreams usually. Like,
you might have had one,
maybe
but
one.
you didn't write it. It's just been on your waiting list, and it keeps getting bumped back.
Yeah, the waiting list is long. But just something will spur it, and then I'll mull it around for a while. And if I mull it long enough that it gets like an ending and maybe some stuff in the middle, I write it. And that's how I tell how it's done.
When you get the audiobook for it, do you intend for the readers to read in British accents?
Oh, yes. I am going to need someone who can do a Welsh accent, because Valentine's accent is actually Welsh. When he's not, he puts on an accent when he's a British accent when he's with the lords, but his real accent is Welsh. And I always envisioned, if you can envision an accent, Maeve with an Irish accent. So the voice actors that I get are going to have to be able to do accents for sure. I'd love to get an actual Welsh person to do Valentine. Yeah.
Going to be impressive and be like a challenging audiobook for most American listeners, but a unique audiobook.
Welsh accents aren't that hard to understand. Michael Sheen. Yeah, I would love. Oh, okay. those of you who are still here, I am going to be trying to send Michael Sheen this book. I have a couple of leads for his like agents or whoever, like publicists. I don't know what was the name of the person that you send like fan mail to.
Secretary.
I don't know. Like I found the US one, I think, and the UK one. So I will be sending this book as fan mail. And if he gets it, yay. And if he doesn't get it, oh well. And if he gets it and actually reads it, I will die. But I expect he will get it and either ignore it, maybe use it as a nice poster, a doorstop. But if just the thought that maybe it will get into the hands of Michael Sheen, it basically powers my entire life.
One of his grandkids will unearth it when they're going through Michael Sheen's estate, and they'll open up to the like, why does my grandpa have this? And they'll open up to page 3 and be like, oh, my grandpappy inspired this.
I'm
book.
very curious if Michael Sheen even remembers acting in The Curse of the Midas Box. This feels like it would be a sort of fever dream and be like, I do not recall that movie at all.
I have hopes that he gets it, he reads it, and he's like, because you don't mention in it which of his roles inspired
It's true,
in the
I just
dedication.
mentioned
So I'm
it.
like, I hope he's like perplexed by it, and then is haunted by it, and then like digs you up to try to figure it out.
Oh, absolute dream. You know, that's what being an asexual is really like. If anyone's wondering, you don't fantasize about sex. You fantasize about your favorite actor reading your book and liking it. I have fantasies about Tom Hiddleston reading my books. Like, yeah, that's what I fantasize about. I hope my heroes read my books and like them. Rewatches all of his movies to figure it out. The coat is a giveaway. He doesn't wear a long coat in that many movies. So oh, you have to head out. Yeah, it feels like we're getting to the end.
We have our own responsibilities as well. First and foremost, we must find Chai.
I don't know where Chai is, and that's vaguely concerning. Hi,
She's
Giorgio.
up to mischief.
I do know where Giorgio is, though. Giorgio is not helping.
Oh, KJ doesn't want their heroes to tell them they've read their books, just to have read them and move quietly on with their lives.
I don't even care if Michael Sheen was like, I read it and it was trash. I would be like, but you read it? I'm like the living embodiment of that Pirates of the Caribbean meme where somebody's like, you're quite possibly the worst author I've ever heard of. And I'm like, but you have heard of me.
If it makes you feel any better, I actually use that in reference with a conversation of people who are like trying to degrade you. It's like, they have said she's the worst author they've ever read. I'm like, well, they have read her then.
Wait, did somebody actually say that?
Yes.
About me?
Yes.
Who?
It was a Night Circle meeting.
Oh, so, really?
Well, because the same person had said, so I've talked to several people and they've never even heard of her. And then later on said, I've talked to several people and they said that they're the worst author she ever read. I'm like, well, they at least have read her then.
Wow, the worst. Damn. That's next level. Like, I can understand you not liking my work. It's not for everybody, obviously. But the worst writer you ever read. Clearly, they have not read Lightlark. They've ever read. Wow. That's like an achievement.
So yeah, one final question.
And then we must chase down our business.
Our very small business. She's only one ferret. I don't know if that counts as a business.
Are there any books you'd recommend to improve your writing?
It depends on what you're looking for. Like what you're looking to improve. I highly recommend studying Dealing with Dragons because I feel like it is a masterclass in snappy storytelling while keeping relatable and interesting characters. However, that is not going to help you with like high fantasy. So whatever kind of book you're trying to write, if you kind of know what your deficits are, try to find books that do that well and study those. Like even as much as I'm not a big Stephen King fan, the man knows when to be specific on a like line level. He knows when to like name, like if his character's eating cereal, he doesn't just say cereal. He tells you the name of the cereal. He knows exactly when to be specific, and that is a skill that I study from him because he's just so good at it. So like find authors that you admire for sure, and like just get nitty gritty and study their work. But if you want to write like me, Tamara Pierce, man, I'm still hung up on that. The worst writer they've ever read.
I mean, it was second, third hand by the time the statement was read, but it allowed me to come back.
I do appreciate you with that comeback. Thank you. Thank you. I think that person was probably just mad that they were forced to read my work in an ANS competition. Nobody likes it when they're forced to read. And yet.
All right.
Everyone.
We've been at this for 2 hours. Thank you, all you wonderful people, for supporting my favorite person in the world. We appreciate you very much. Thank you for joining us.
You're the bestest, y'all. Awesome sauce. And don't forget to check out the doobly-doo for all the links to all of the things.
Particularly to the Spotify playlist. So while you read, you can get the vibes.
You know what the vibes are. Yep. All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night, everyone. Bye. Hang on. I gotta